DEI at the DNC could force David Hogg out as vice chair. This little pipsqueak here. I can't believe they voted for this dude in the first place. But now, like I've been saying for years now, DEI, this woke stuff is going to be the downfall of the Democrat Party. And white boy David Hall gonna find out the hard way. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what I mean by this. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Wire, and they report that the Democratic National Committee may soon move to boot newly elected Vice Chair David Hogg following a complaint from Native American Kaylin Free, who lost the vice chair race to the Parkland school shooting survivor in February and is now claiming that the election have been discriminatory towards women of color. You live by the woke, you die by the woke. You live by the DEI, you die by the DEI. The DNC, according to a report published Tuesday by Semaphore, will meet virtually on May 12th to consider the challenge. Oh man, you best believe I'm looking forward to that. But they say, quote, the DNC could vote to oust David Hogg. We'll hear a challenge next month by Native American DNC member who lost the vice chair race and wants a new election, citing, quote, fairness and gender diversity rules, Semaphore political reporter David Weigel posted. Wow. So I think what's really happening here is that the Democratic elites are looking for anything to try to get rid of David Hogg because he's trying to shake things up. He's trying to bring in more progressives, and he's challenging some of his own people. So they're trying to find some type of loophole, some type of way to try to oust this dude is what I think is really going on here. But that's par for the course for the DNC, though. They do this type of stuff all the time, these dirty games. But this is in their bylaws, though. This is what they did. They came up with this DEI crap. Free, in her complaint, called on the DNC to vacate the vice chair positions and hold two new elections, saying that the results of the previous, quote, fatally flawed election that violated the DNC charter and discriminated against 3 women of color candidates should not be allowed to stand. Wow. Hogg also provoked anger from the current DNC chairman, Ken Martin, and others within the Democratic Party when he declared his intention to funnel some $20 million through his Leaders We Deserve organization into primary challenges against Democrats whose time he believes has passed. And this is what I was just alluding to here. This is what I believe is the real reason why they're trying to get rid of David Hogg. But Martin issued a warning saying that he would be wise to leave the DNC if his intent was to attack incumbent Democrats. This infighting is hilarious. But longtime Democratic strategist James Carville, I covered this already, also took aim at Hogg over his primary plans, referring to him as a, quote, contemptible little twerp, and suggesting the DNC should consider suing him if he insisted on working against the party from within. That's what I've been alluding to the whole time. I was like, I can't believe they put this dude in charge, and he's gonna ruin the Democrat Party for us. It's awesome. It's awesome to watch. But quote, if you work for News Nation, you can't promote CNN. That's if you worked for someone else, Carville said. You have a fiduciary duty to your employer, which anybody could understand. He being paid to run against other Democrats, I think, is an outrage. I don't know if I have standing, but I might give the DNC $10 and sue him. Oh man, let's look at some of these Daily Caller commenters. One person said, Hogg tied and loved it. This is going to drive people hog wild. All the hog puns is hilarious. Oh, the irony is delicious. I love when they eat their own. That's what I'm saying. Um, this is just the pretext. If he never voiced his intention to primary Dems, he wouldn't be in fear of losing his job. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason uh, why they're coming for him. Simply put, LOL, cannibalism at its finest. Hogg can simply identify as a woman of color. This is a non-story. That's true. That's true. How awesome would that be if he identified as a woman of color, just so he could stay on? I wouldn't put that past him. That would be funny. So I know numerous women over my life that are more manly than this twerp. David isn't a survivor. He wasn't at school that day. That's true. That is true. He gets so much credit for he wasn't even there, right? Um, he was at home, then took his camera and biked to school after the shooting. David Hogg is trying hard to stay relevant. I agree. I agree. I totally forgot about that. I remember that interview. Um, wait, what? DNC didn't run a clean election? But democracy. I love these Daily Wire commenters. Don't celebrate people. He was quite welcome. Uh, he was quite the welcome Republican ally. That's true. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Let him do what he's doing. Hogg is now bacon, too big for his britches, and is about to be busted down by DEI. But I think this is hilarious. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Leave y'all comments down below so I can check out y'all comments, because I definitely be reading all the comments. I laugh at some of them. Leave your comments down below, like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest news. Until next time, peace.